Okay, Bill, so here's your little before and after from today's session, right? So worked a little bit on your setup with your posture. You want to be bending forward a little bit more, right? And putting your hands on the club a little bit better. Just remember the palm of your right hand should be facing the target if you opened your hand up, right? The palm of your hand, when we open your hand up, was pointing over there. So your right hand's too strong. That's what I'm saying. So that's part of it. And then as we go back, look how his hands and the club follow the plane line coming up to P2, position 2. And then by halfway back, look how he gets that left arm across his body, right? The club and his hands are going underneath his right shoulder. So as you go back, yours kind of go through your right shoulder, right? You can see how there's the lack of turn from this position and the lack of wrist cock, right, from there, right? And then to get up to the top, because you haven't got the wrist cock, that left wrist hinge, the right arm comes up a little bit too high, so the right elbow comes up a little bit too high at the top, and that left arm starts bending. There, right? You look at this guy's won 2 majors, multiple winner on the PGA Tour. The top of his swing is just there. So you've actually got a longer swing than some guy who's won millions of dollars, 2 major champions, right? You look at his right elbow, how it's a lot lower than his shoulder. Your right elbow's kind of the same height as your shoulder, right? So what we did was, with regards to looking at it from the down the line view, was I said, right, well, get your hands moving inward along that stick, along the ground, right? That blue line there, that blue stick. And then what that'll do is that will then get you turning your body more. Look at that for a beautiful takeaway now. Right, there's the plane line. Oh, yeah, look at that. Much better with the takeaway now. The hands are moving more inward. Look at that position. So now your hands and the club are going underneath your right shoulder on the way back, right? That's better. We'll stop you before, sort of around there. You can see how your hands are kind of going up through your shoulder. Now your hands are what we call deeper, because that left arm's more across your chest, right? And you've got the wrist cock, because we've got that stick coming out the club, just so that you can understand that we want that stick pointing down to the ground there, halfway back in that position, right? So that's a really good way to practice. You can pick some of those sticks up from Home Depot or Lowe's. They're called driveway markers, right? So that's a much better position. Love that. And look how it affects your takeaway as well. So going back before with your old grip, look at the club face. Your new one with your new grip and that stick coming out, look at the club face. Completely different. Mm-hmm. Completely different. Now, I haven't told you to try and get into that position. Right. That's just a byproduct of a better setup, right? And then better setup equals better takeaway. Better takeaway equals better halfway back position. Good. So you just got to remember that, right? Better wrist hinge, hands moving more inward, following the inward stick, not straight back along your toes, right? And the hands moving more inward is going to help you with your turns, your hips and your shoulders turning. Good.